To open your shackle on your lockbox, the first thing that we need to do is open up the eKey app. So on your device, your smartphone device, open up the eKey app. You always want to make sure that you have your Bluetooth on, because your Bluetooth is what's going to connect your phone to the lockbox. So to open the shackle, we want to make sure that we click on the Open Shackle button. Then we enter the shackle code into our phone, and then we select a reason for wanting to open the shackle. With that, we have a couple different options. We can add it onto a new listing, we can remove it from our listing, or we can relocate that lockbox on the same listing to a different spot. So for this particular one, we're going to be adding a new listing, and here it gives us an option. We can either enter the house ID or we can enter the listing ID if we already have that. Entering the house ID is a good reminder for you as to what house this lockbox is on. So once we enter that information, we then click save, and we're good to go. It's going to ask us if we want to add it to our inventory. In our particular case, we won't be adding it to our inventory, but for some reason, if your lockbox, if you owned your own lockbox, you wanted to add it to your inventory, I'd recommend doing that. Or if it's somebody else's lockbox, then you don't need to add it to your inventory. And so with that, once you have that ready to go, then we turn on the eKey. With that, we should have the begin button come up. Great, and now we have connected with our lockbox, and we are good to go. So it's going to show us that we still have some battery life on that, so that's very good news. Then we want to click done, and it's going to give us some options here as to far as the lockbox itself. What we want to say when a real estate agent attempts to open it, what information is presented. And so to change some of that information, we can click edit down there at the bottom, and that's going to allow us to change a couple parameters of the lockbox. We can change the serial code. We can require that the home have feedback requested. We can add a CBS code, which is a call before showing code. We can allow the showing to only last for a particular amount of time or only happen during a particular time frame. We can then add the information of the listing onto the lockbox itself. We can add our own contact information if there was any questions about the listing. Now we have, as a listing agent, our contact information directly tied to the lockbox. And then once we're done with that, we click program, and that brings us back to the beginning